This is the second video for section 14.1 and maybe the last one, we will see. So this is about your dream car. You purchase it. It's currently priced at $45,000. You can't afford to buy it now, but wonder what the payment would be if you could buy the car. You plan to pay a down payment of $5,000. Your tax and licensing fees would be $2,500. How much will you need to borrow? Okay, so that's the thing we have to figure out first. So we're going to take the $45,000 and subtract our down payment, but then add back in the licensing fees, right? License and taxes. And so from that, we end up with $42,500. So that is the amount that we would need to borrow, and that becomes our present value. All right, so $42,500, $0.00, if we're going to do this the official way, where we put all the zeros in. And then it says, if you were to finance the car for 7 years at 5.24% interest, how much would you need to pay for your monthly payment? Okay, so 7 years times 12, and they will go out to 7 years if a car's new. I don't think they go beyond that, but I don't really know that for sure. The interest rate is 5.24. And so we divide that by 12, and don't forget your equals key before you enter that on your calculator. Our future value needs to be 0 if we pay this loan off, which is always the goal whenever you're going to get a loan. Okay, so we're going to compute the payment and see how much we owe monthly for our dream car. Okay, so as always, you should pause so that you can calculate these things yourself first and then check with me. And so here's what we end up with for a payment: $605.50. So that's a pretty hefty payment. You're going to have to want that car really bad, or pay a better down payment and then you paid a little bit less than that. We're going to do some calculating. Okay, so referring to the previous question about the car, find the total of your payments for 7 years. Okay, so we're going to take the payment of $605.50, multiply it by 7 years and 12 payments per year. Okay, 7 times 12 is 84, so you're actually making 84 payments. The total on this is $50,862, right, and 0 on the cents. What was the finance charge? Well, the finance charge in this case is going to be the amount of interest that you paid. So we're going to take the $50,862 and subtract the principal amount. This is the amount that we borrowed, right? So our present value, and that gives us $8,362. What was the total cost of the car? So the total cost of the car would be that big number, the $50,862, and we would add the amount we paid down, which was $5,000. So we really pay $55,862 and 0 cents, right? That is what you would really end up paying for your dream car, an extra $10,000 basically. Yeah, okay. All right, next, Marshmallow wants to buy a new dining room set for $3,679.99. The store offers Marcia a financing option spread over 2.5 years on the entire amount with a rate of 22.8%. What is Marcia's payment? Okay, so we're really just going to put everything in on our TVM keys. It's okay if it's 2.5 years, so we just take 2.5 times 12 payments per year and an interest rate of 22.8, and we're going to divide that by 12. I'm trying to make those look right. The total amount borrowed for the cost of the furniture, that is going to be a positive $3,679.99, and then 0 on future value. Okay, so we are going to compute the payment, and the payment turns out to be $162.06. All right, so that's the monthly payment. I'm going to put the circle around that so we can see for sure which one we were computing. Of course, I've been writing compute on all of these so you can kind of tell, but I still like that circle. I think that is just helpful to have anytime you look back. Okay, the next question kind of goes along with this one. Referring to the previous problem, Marcia's Visa card has an APR, annual percentage rate of 14.99%, not 14,000. What would her payments be if she made the same number of monthly payments but used her card instead? Okay, so the same number of monthly payments means 2.5 years times 12, that's actually 30 payments. And then her interest rate is less, 14.99 versus, let's see, it was 22.8 on the previous question. So that should lower the amount that she's paying, her monthly payment. She borrowed $3,679.99 and 0 for future value. Okay, so we're computing the payment to see how much the payment changed, right? And so her payment for this one would be $147.84, so it did go down. Right, that's less than the previous one because the interest rate changed, and that's completely about the interest rate. All right, on the next slide, how much money would she save using her Visa card instead of using the store financing? And so we're going to find the interest on the store loan, and that just means that we take her payment of $162.06, we multiply by 2.5 times 12, and that's going to give us the total amount she paid on the loan. And 2.5 times 12 is 30. I said that earlier, so we'll just use 30. Let's just do that. So it gives me a little more space here. So times 30, and that would be $4,861.80. And if we subtract how much she borrowed, right, her principal, her original loan amount, then the amount of interest for the store loan is $1,181.81. All right, and that is just the interest. I'm going to write that out. So then the interest on the Visa would be her payment amount, $147.84 times 30. And that would be $44.35.20. And then, of course, we subtract the amount borrowed in the first place, her principal. And we see that that would be $755.21. So the amount she saved by using her Visa card would be the $1,181.81 minus $755.21. So she would save $400, $426.60, right? So that's a decent amount of savings. Okay. All right, so on this next one, I might have to go through this one pretty quick just to keep the video below 15 minutes. Then it causes me problems if that happens. You find a used car priced at $8,500. You will have to pay tax and license fees of $700 and a loan fee of $150. You guys, a loan fee is sometimes included in loans, and that is just kind of a common practice. You currently have $1,300 to pay for a down payment. Okay, so let's first figure out how much we need to borrow, and then we'll look at the rest of this information. So we take $8,500, and then we're going to add in $700 for tax and license, $150 of the loan fee, and then subtract the down payment. Okay, and that is $8,050. All right, so that will be our present value, $8,050. And so then the rest of it says your credit union will give you an installment loan for 5 years at 7.5% interest. How much do you need to borrow, and how much is your monthly payment? Well, we figured out how much we need to borrow, and now we'll figure the monthly payment. $7.5 divided by 12. 0 on future value. We're going to compute the payment. Remember to pause to give yourself time to work this out. So the payment would be $161.31. Right? That's how much you would pay monthly. Let me try to do that again. Okay. And then on the next screen, we're going to figure out the total cost of the car. Okay. So referring to the previous question, what's the total of the payments? So she paid 5 years, 12 payments a month. That is 60 payments overall. So I'm just going to say times 60, which is $9,678.60. 9,678.60. We're going to subtract the $8,050. So that would be the 1,000. Wait, let's do that on the next part. I'm going to write that under finance charge because I think it'll be less confusing. I can't seem to get that little line off. Okay, so we've got 9,678.60. I'm going to subtract the amount we borrowed, which was $8,050, and that's $1,628.60. Here we have to add back in the finance charge. I know that seems weird because it seems like we took care of that, but it is part of what it cost us to get the car. And so that ends up, sorry, I made that smaller, $1,778.60. So the total cost of the car would be the $9,678.60, right? And we would add in our down payment, and that is $10,978.60. Okay, so we did the total of all the payments and subtracted the amount borrowed, added back in the $150 because the finance charge is the interest and any other charges you're charged by your bank. And that is the end of 14.1. All right, bye.